Ahoy, landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and welcome to Saturday, March the 5th. I've been sitting here complaining to all these lovely people who've showed up. I'm sorry for that, but I hope you all are doing alright, and I hope that we all have some good times ahead, and I just apologize in advance for the fact that my energy level and my enthusiasm are both pretty much at the bottom of the rum barrel, as it were. I don't think I actually specifically mentioned it yesterday, although it's more appropriate to mention today. Demolition had requested that I put all of the Pokemon plush toys that I have on the couch this week. We did it yesterday, and we've done it today again as well. It looks a little bit nicer today. I still really don't think anyone is going to be able to find the Squirtle because it's just a mess of like 12 Eevees and 8 Squirtles. It's just like a lot. It's just a whole it's a whole heaping pile of a lot. Hey, here's a fun thing we can do. Let me bring up the Elgato. Hi, this is my Switch. Welcome to Switch. Let's bring up Pokemon Pearl. How's that volume, by the way? Because I goofed the filter I had set up from last week trying to set up yesterday's game. I think this should be about where it was last week. I can still adjust this and see if the game menus give me more options, because I honestly didn't check that last week. But, like, I found that, like, we're at the perfect point for this. So, like, the game has an eye catch. You boot it up and it's like, oh, Pokemon! And then it does, like, this animation with this dramatic music, and it's like, Pokemon, Shining Pearl, press the A button. And then, like, it really didn't feel like it was that long. I feel like it's gonna turn over any second now. It's like, if you don't press the A button, it's just gonna start again. I honestly remember being more aggressive than this. This makes my point seem ridiculous. Anyway, the other weird thing that I wanted to mention, because this is only the second time I've booted up this software, is when I do press the A button... Wait for it. Now this is taking way longer than it did before. The game is just truly messing with me. We're just playing the feud. There is no main menu or anything. You're just like, you like press A and then the whole game is just there. Oh yeah, the jumpy babies are great. The starter Pokemon in the corner, it's a very good touch. Tab groups save so much space. I know tab groups exist, but I'm afraid of new things and technology doesn't cooperate with me, Demolition. Also, I'm very old. But yeah, let's take a quick stop. I feel like, you know what? I will say this. I haven't spoken much on this, but there's a lot of little tweaks that I'm not sure I get or that I don't feel are important so far in this remake of Diamond and Pearl. But I do like this little thing at the bottom that just sort of says the next thing to do. It's one of the cleaner implementations that the series has had, and this isn't even by Game Freak. But, like, I remember back in, like, Fire Red and Leaf Green, it was, like, a big deal that they added, like, the journal system, and, like, it was clunky as get out. It was, like, so unnecessary. Like, it was just, like, you, like, caught a Zubat in a cave. You walked 12 feet onto Route 17. You talked to, like, Ratcatcher Barbara. It's like, none of that is helpful. What I need to know is, like, what I was doing. Not, like, what I did, but, like, where was I going and why? And so, like, the fact that you just, like, open up the main menu and it's like, there's a gym in Oreburgh City. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll go to Oreburgh City and do the gym. Did circles once it was awful? Just once? That's impressive to me. But, like, by way of recap, since we're not really that far in the game, we, like, made it to, like, the first major city, and it didn't have a gym in it, and we, like, caught a bunch of wild Pokemon from all the areas around there. So let's see who we currently have on our team. We have Bidoof, who's our special Bidoof. We got our starter, Twiggy the Turtwig. We got the Hamburbler. And I gotta say, I won't spoil what it is in case people haven't watched it and won't be surprised by it. But I have very recently seen a reference to the Hamburglar in some media that came out recently, and it caught me off guard, and I laughed very hard at it. We also have Upcat. I mean, if you don't know what Upcat is, just ask. We got Buddy, who's our Bidoof, who has the rare poison barb drop, and we have Nosferatu, or Zubat. Now, I don't know how long any of these in particular will be in our party. I have added, for the purposes of this stream, we have a new channel point redemption where you can spend points to, like, suggest a Pokemon to be switched in the next time I visit a Pokemon Center, which will probably be a lot because I hate using items. I do use, like, potions outside of battle, and this is just like a casual run. There's no restrictions on using them in battle. I just tend not to do it. But also, if you were here last week but not last night, I did also add one of these. Giraffe. I believe that Shining Pearl does have Vulpix in it, so, like, that's probably possible. But yeah, for the moment, this is what we have. We're gonna check this route to see if there's new Pokemon here, because it's a new route, and that's kind of how that works. Well, it's a Shinx. We have one of those. Oh, it's an Intimidate Shinx. I think it's only the second one of those we've seen. Level 4, huh? Well, we gotta get Bidoof's level up. I don't remember what level Bidoof evolves at. I'm glad I remembered that correctly, because Bidoof becomes a normal/water-type Pokemon, but he starts off as just a normal Pokemon, which I always forget because of how deeply unintuitive that is. This just did about the same amount of damage. I feel like the tackle should have done more. I also we learned last week that apparently this game has mandatory experience share on at all times and you literally can't turn it off. Which, like, while I can cope with that, it still feels super bizarre to me. Like, normally I would at least consider turning it off. But, like, the game's just like, no. You cannot do that. So I'm gonna do at least, like, the first couple of battles in this new area because I am trying to, like, level up these new friends a little bit. But if we're, like, just seeing the same types of Pokemon we've seen on the other routes nearby, we probably won't spend a lot of time doing this. It's been... I'll say this. I think I mentioned last week that, like, the original Diamond and Pearl were a generation of Pokemon that I particularly liked. Played a lot of them. But it's been a really long time. And, like, most of what I remember is, like, some specific Pokemon that I trained and, like, just sort of the emotional state of enjoying the game at the time. I definitely don't have memorized, like, the plot points of this game, or, like, the order of the towns you go in, or the correct names of the towns, or anything, just, like, anything. Basically, I don't know anything, which isn't, like, really distinct from, like, outside of the game. I'm really feeling like it's just the same, general sort of scrub situation we've been seeing. Let's bring out something other than one of our highest level dudes, and maybe we can spread the experience a little better. I'm genuinely interested when we do these types of streams, when I'm playing, like, a Pokemon game that isn't, like, brand new. Wow, your moves are terrible for this, huh? Why did I do this? I guess I assumed you'd have, like, wing attack or something, but, haha, no. I mean, I guess I'll switch in the Hamburbler. I'm just, like, doing a bad job here. I don't think I've ever properly trained the Zubat. I know he's actually, like, pretty cool, because he's, like, a super fast one. I'm gonna say that we will try to do, like, 2 more random encounters in the grass here. That's a big hit. I mean, I'm level 10, but, like, that's a big hit. Yeah, that didn't really do anything. No, there are no Pokemon here at all. Now that I've said that. Alright, I mean, it's a Shinx. It's a Shinx. Yeah, we got ourselves a beefy Burbler on our hands. Yeah, Buddy's good for this. I don't think we've actually had Buddy out in a battle, and it occurs to me that I probably don't know what move. I assume it has, like, Absorb. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any poison moves. I think I checked that, because it has Poison Barb. It just, like, had it when we found it. And then I was like, oh, that doesn't do anything. Grass-type Pokemon are pretty high on my tier list of favorite types of Pokemon, because I like Absorb-type moves, and I like, Leech Seed and other similar kind of, like, status effect stuff. And also, if you haven't seen me play RPGs before, my favorite type is usually something that, like, hits them and gains me life. You know, lifelink in Magic the Gathering terms. Things along those lines are usually favorite for me. And grass types are probably the type that's, like, most associated with that. Not like a strong theme in their moves, but I think they just have more than the other types, generally speaking. It sure is looking at me funny. Luckily, I'm at full health, so I don't think it's gonna one-shot me, although, you know. Weird things happen. Stream luck and all that. Hey, you know, one nice thing about today is that it's actually cool enough at this point that I don't have to have the air conditioner on. Which is nice just because, like, I don't like having to run the air conditioner all the time, but I do live in Southern California. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just Starlies, huh? Alright, well. Do this battle just to, like, get some more experience, but then we'll go back to the Pokemon Center and then just, like, start doing... I think there's probably some trainer battles around here, but maybe that is not correct. Right, so your moves are all super bad. I would love for you to level up, and actually, you should be at the front of the party right now. But just for the sake of expediency, I'm just gonna do the quick thing here, and just hit him with the... I gotta tell you, like, Upcat was like a random concession of a nickname when it happened, but, like, I kinda like Upcat. Upcat is a fun name. Alright, back to the Pokemon Center, but we should also put Zubat in the front. And I mentioned this one last week, but I do actually really appreciate the fact that held items are just, like, pictured. Like, they've had, like, art assets for a while now, but they still always showed up as just, like, yellow and red box for a lot of games. So I like that now when you look at them, it's like, oh, look at that! Like, holding a Quick Claw. Perfect. Do. Oh, that's right. Bidoof is in a Premier Ball because I wanted to flex with my Bidoof. This was an excellent decision that I do not regret at all. I stand fully by it. At some point, I should probably pay more attention to what's in the houses on that, or in that town, but for now, let's just do some trainer battles! I'm full of energy because I get power from my Pokemon! Are they electric types? Youngster Michael. Sent out Bidoof! I wonder if his Bidoof is in, like, the top percentage of all Bidoof. At least I can use Absorb here. When did they add Absorb to the list of moves that Zubat can even do? Don't remember that in other games. It had, like, Leech Life instead. Although someone did mention last week that they, like, apparently, like, did a big power upgrade to Leech Life, which is weird to me. Sure, I'll Absorb him, but I'll probably do it first, which is awkward. Because then I, like, heal damage I haven't taken. I've just really been in a Pokemon mood lately. And, like, Pokemon is a great... There's something I really like about a game that can be appreciated casually, Like you could just like vaguely understand Pokemon types and have favorite Pokemon and just play it as an RPG with cool creatures in it. But like there's also like a bunch of like systems and rules and stuff that you can learn, and you can like also play it super competitively. Like I just really appreciate a game that functions on multiple levels, and I do feel like Pokemon is definitely that. But I think that it excels as, like, on the surface level of just being, like, an RPG with, like, really interesting character designs that people get, like, attached to. Because, like, I've played similar games in the past that, like, were doing a very similar thing, and, like, their equivalent to Pokemon, like, weren't that cool. What is it called? Like Mage Ring or something? It's like a Game Boy Color game like that came out around the same time as Pokemon, I think. I was like kind of into that for a while, but like I don't think I could name you a single like creature that you summon in that game. How's everybody enjoying this battle? Just want to get some experience for the Zubat and hope that it learns, like, a flying move at some point. Not that I've, like, had it for super long or anything. Slap battle, slap battle. This is Zoo Battle? Oh, you better believe this is Zoo Battle. Has anyone ever seen that animation of and Gary battling Magikarp against each other? I still think about that sometimes. It's really stupid. It's like, you know, traditionally Magikarp only knows the move Splash, which doesn't do anything. And so it's just the two of them, like, really competitively, like, shouting at their Magikarp to do Splash better than the other one's Magikarp. And then they, like, mix it up. Like, at one point, I think Gary just shouts, like, Magikarp, use Hyper Beam! And Ash is like, what? He's like, oh, just kidding. Use a splash attack. Oh, we finally got there. Demolition says, one thing that always annoys me in Pokemon games is the insane amount of text in battles. I think that's fair. I mean, I think that's... Like, most of the text is relatively important. I don't know how much of it you could cut and still make sure that, like, all of the rules of the game were made clear to people who aren't like me and, like, have memorized, like, a stupid amount of Pokemon facts. Personally, I'm more concerned about the amount of text outside of battle in, like, recent Pokemon games. It's very excessive. But to send out Zubat, well, I tell you what, Zubat versus Zubat sounds even more tedious than what we just employed. Just because that battle took a while, I'll save you all a little bit of time and sanity and send out something that's actually good against the Zubat. I was genuinely considering sending out my own Bidoof and just doing that battle in reverse, but, like, that feels a little memey even for me. I don't think I've seen Muck used acid. Like, I feel like I can tell where that's going, but I don't think I've seen that one. Oh, my poor Bidoof and Zubat! You got 380 Poké-Dollars. Probably leave Zubat out for another battle. I don't know that it will hang out for a long time in that battle. Are you not a trainer? Did you know the first Pokemon to appear in a battle is the one at the top of your team list? Why wasn't there a question mark at the end of that question? I found a Pokeball. Sure, you can send me that, Demolition. I will maybe remember to look at it. Trainer tips. Pokemon moves use energy called Power Points, or PP for short. To replenish your PP, head for any Pokemon Center. Accurate. Hey, Liam Moore, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. You're still pretty early in our Poké adventure. So our team has, like, Zubat and Bidoof on it. But we're gonna become a Pokemon Master at some point. Thank you for the follow as well. How are you doing today? Yeah, this is not the matchup that I want. Yeah, let's send out that Bidoof. There's a part of me that, like, is genuinely kind of excited about, like, trading a Bidoof to the end of the game. But there's also a part of me that feels like I will regret doing it at some point. At some point in the maybe not too distant future. But of course, chat has some ability to influence that using their doubloons. If they like it, or if they don't like it, their voice may be heard. Ooh, was that a critical? Yeah, it was. Gotcha. Alright. Oh, just the one, huh? This got me down. I didn't read the first thing. Have Shellos, Machop, Squirtle, and Staravia. That's a pretty good team. Nice and well-rounded. How far is Oreburgh? Cave, huh? Let's do this battle and then I'll head back to the Pokemon Center because I really don't have so many resources that I'm eager to start using potions this early. Last Caitlyn. The last character model is very cute. It's time for another zoo battle. The choice to have, like, dynamic, like, cloud movement and lighting during battles is an interesting one. I don't know how much further in depth that goes. It's true, we did stream for, like, several hours last week, and I spent, like, most of that time just, like, getting a full team of Pokemon. They're not extremely high level or anything. We haven't been to the first gym yet. Slowly eating this Bidoof with my bat grass powers. It's interesting that, like, the trainers on this route really seem to like having their Bidoofs, like, growl just, like, non-stop, even though I'm, like, not even using, like, an attack stat move. Like, I literally have full health now because she's just been growling this whole time. Of course, if I did use a physical attack, it would do basically nothing to this Bidoof. Use your splash attack! Of course it got a critical hit after all of that. Just so that I couldn't heal it up. Obnoxious. I don't know. I really do have, like, enough health. I could probably do one more of these trainer battles without going back. Although now I'm, like, running pretty low on absorbs. Not a super strong move. Starly. Yeah, I'll send out Bidoof. I think she has a third one, too. This tackle coming at you from Bidoof. Big tackle. Do have a few levels on them. You have Shining Pearl. I'm also playing Shining Pearl. I was gifted both versions of the game as Christmas presents this year, but opted for Pearl. There's a couple of Pokemon that are, like, exclusive to Pearl that I wanted to use more. Honestly, I think I might prefer Dialga as the legendary, but I wasn't sure if people would be cool with me using legendaries. Yeah, Bidoof is thick, right? Let's send out Hamburger. There's so few Pokemon at this point in the game that all of the trainers, like, basically have the same team that I do. But, like, worse, because they don't have, like, a starter Pokemon. Experience. Finished so soon? Well, I mean, I feel like you're finished. I feel like we beat you. Oh, let's press our luck. Let's press our luck. Went one too far. Swap Pokemon. Go there. Trying to keep people at a relatively even level. Your starter Pokemon like usually levels up like way faster than your other ones, so I'm not in a huge rush to try and level up our Turtwig. One big boy from Sebastian here. I'm gonna confuse him. Nope, not gonna confuse him. My defense is a little concerning, but I think this is a good matchup. I think the best thing you could do is some kind of normal type. Wow. This is why I don't usually like moves like Super Sonic. Yeah, that will like do the absolute minimum amount. Low kick will. Both of. Wow, really? Nosferatu, I really need you to focus up and just scream loud noises at this Machop if you could. If you could do that for me, that would be swell. Now look, it is not like an extremely accurate attack, but at the same time, statistically it probably should have hit by now. Hey, look at that. Yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, Clasher Tom, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Or tonight? Or whatever time it is for you. Alright, now that I spent like 5 consecutive turns trying to confuse this Machop, let me just absorb it a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Glad to hear it. I wasn't paying super close attention. Did he already snap out of confusion? That feels like that is what I should expect at this point. Let me spook him real quick. Wah! Yeah, there it is. That was critical hit, though? Yeah. Because it didn't do 1 damage. Alright, Astonish is like... I assume it's based on my attack stat, which is why it seems to be doing more than Absorb. Alright. Well, I'm a little tired of your critical hits, sir. I know you did focus energy, but come on. I'm doing alright. I've been having kind of a rough week, but I'm excited to be playing some Pokemon here. Did he seriously get 3 critical hits in a row? Did the loss of probability stop working at some point during this battle? You know, I've always felt weird about the fact that Machop has, like, gills. It doesn't seem to be at all aquatic. It's just like a muscular fighting-type Pokemon. But it has gills. Are they functional? Can he breathe underwater? I didn't even level up. That's a bummer. This means I'm not ready for the gym challenge yet. That's right, and give me your lunch money, kid. Alright, I'm gonna heal up, because I've done several battles in a row. I think we have like 5 potions, and I'd rather save those for like being in the cave or something where it's like tougher to get back to the Pokemon Center. I don't actually remember if we have to go through the cave, but it kind of looks like we have to go through the cave. Ooh, maybe they're like heat vents. That would kind of make sense. Like, it just sweats like differently than like a normal mammal would or whatever. Do I have Drifloon? No, Ekoff, and I do not yet. I haven't gotten to... What is it, like the weather station? We're actually just on our way to... I think we're going directly to Oreburgh from Jubilife. We're pretty early on still. Yeah. Do 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 do. Boo doo 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 doo. But also welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. It's like we may have like a couple more trainer battles before we go in the cave. And then hope for the best. I'll leave Zubat in the front for a minute still. Anything cool here? Or just like the same like 4 Pokemon? Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine. Like the green-haired character. Yeah, it is interesting that, I don't know, to me, you know, a lot of people talk about how they'd like to have like a open world sort of Pokemon game. And I feel like part of that is like making your own avatar, and like no Pokemon game has like really done that. I got a nifty keen gym badge from the gym leader in Oreburgh City. I hope the one that I get when I beat him is also nifty keen. What do you got, Last Madeline? I'm already kind of skeptical of how you got that gym badge. You seem to have 2 Pokemon, and one of them is, like, weak to that gym leader's type of Pokemon. Right, this is a terrible matchup, because my moves don't do anything to your burb. I'm just gonna shock it. Something really satisfying about Intimidate as an ability to me. I don't think it makes a huge difference to like lower the attack stat, even when it's like something that uses attack moves. But like there's something neat about like you just send out your guy and you get a little animation and a bonus. Hey, Bidoof leveled up. Hey, rollout's not bad. That's helpful. Someone's about to send out her own Bidoof, huh? I think it's time for a Bidoof off. Or a Bidoof? Hey, here's a... I'm gonna teach you a fun trick you might not know. Did you know that if you use Defense Curl before using Rollout, it doubles... I believe it doubles the base damage of the first hit that Rollout does? It's one of, like, a limited number of, like, really tricky interactions that, like, the moves themselves don't really spell out. Ooh, we both started with a Defense Curl. Bum bum ba-dum. Roll out. Yeah, look at how much damage that did. And then, of course, Rollout gets stronger. It's a move that you sort of get locked into using until it misses. It has, like, up to 5 consecutive attacks getting stronger each time. Hey, Buddy leveled up. Zubat's leveling, like, really slowly by comparison. You know, when I lose... the first thing that comes to my mind is to sing La La La. Like, what is that? What is that supposed to... what is that supposed to be? Is there anything I want? Like, in or near this field? Oh yeah, I can get that item. I thought I had to wait for Surf. Is it cool? Okay, Repel might be useful in the cave if I get really tired of Pokemon or whatever. I mean, I guess it's just cave time. Historically, caves in Pokemon games are just dreadful, man. I mean, so here's the trick, is like, I want to get experience on the Zubat, and like, there's a good chance that like a lot of the trainers in here are gonna have like rock and ground types. But like, even though Zubat has a cool grass move and absorb, it's also gonna take extra damage from the rock moves. So what's probably going to happen is I think I'll leave Nosferatu up at the front. And then probably just like switch to Buddy a bunch, because I haven't really been using Buddy. Let's see how that plays out though. I love... so like the like hiker character model is like a classic all the way back to the original Pokemon games. But I love how like weirdly cute they made him. You're still a pretty new trainer, aren't you? But it's all good. You're a new fellow friend of Pokemon. So let me make a gift of these technical machines to you. I obtained TM98s. put the TM98s in my bag's TM pocket. Oh, they have Rock Smash. Use a technical machine to teach your Pokemon to move the TM breaks, so think carefully before using it. Also added a new feature to your Pokédex, Rookie Trainer. It's the Hidden Moves app. Use Rock Smash from your Pokédex and a wild Pokemon will get rid of boulders. But to use this hidden move in the field, you need to have the gym badge, so you can't do it yet. Looking forward to seeing your growth. Oh, but that means I'm gonna have to, like, use the Pokédex. Which is a terrible name for a thing. God, I just love how cute all the, like, trainer models are. They're so good. Shift because my leg fell asleep. Volume's still good? I think I have it roughly at the volume from last week, and that seemed to be fine. I just want to make sure. Yesterday, the settings were not fine. Haha! Countered! Although, also, this matchup is extremely bad for me. So... yeah, we'll do Buddy for now. We should bring out Turtwig soon, because we haven't really done much with Turtwig today. I mean, I know a lot of people have talked about how, like, needlessly dangerous things seem to be in the Pokemon world, where you just, like, let your, like, 10-year-old kid wander off and, you know, just wish them luck. But, like, the recent games have really made these, like, random cave encounters look just super sketchy. Why are there so many, like, just stray minecarts filled with coal? Like, that can't be good for you. So I don't know if anyone who's here in chat has been playing these remakes or is, like, very familiar with the original Diamond and Pearl. Like I said, I played a lot of them, but, like, I really only played through the main story, like, twice, one for each version. And it's been a minute, so I don't remember a lot of the specifics of things. Are there any Pokemon coming up soon that people are excited for us to catch and maybe use in our party? I haven't really encountered any random Pokemon in the cave yet. I assume there's more Zubat. Ahoy, Ditto. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. How you doing today? A lot of these battles still feel really tedious, even though we have, like, a level advantage. But that's okay. We're gonna keep getting stronger. And our Zubat leveled up. But it didn't learn anything particularly interesting. Ooh, Upcat wants to learn Bite. Great! Yeah, let's forget an old move. Bite's a good one. So we have Tackle, Leer. Let's Charge Boost. Boosts the power of an electric move. I like that slightly better than Leer. I don't tend to be... yeah, usually, like, for, like, main story purposes in a Pokemon game, like, my non-attack type moves, I like to be something that I can, like, do if a Pokemon is sort of, like, dug underground or something. Like, if there's some reason I can't hit them for a turn, I like to be able to do something to me. So, like, I'd rather have Charge than Leer, I think. Not that that situation comes up all that often. Ditto says, my favorites are Ditto, Wailord, and Wobbuffet. Really? One of your favorites is Wobbuffet? Like, I understand how Wobbuffet can be strong, but, like, it's just kind of difficult to use. You ate too much and spent the time vegging out with your sister. That sounds like a great day. Eating too much is, like, usually pretty good. Unless you, like, really eat too much. Insufficiently raised. I keep, like, not reading their, like, intro to battle lines, which I should do. I'll leave Zubat out for another minute. Oh, this is a short cave, huh? Here, I thought this was gonna be a long one. To celebrate my getting through this cave, I'm going to battle you. Okay. Picnic or Diana. He has fun purple hair and a Bidoof. This is probably a fine matchup. I don't have anything strong here, but Astonish works, and should pretty much only have, like, grass moves that are extremely bad against my Flying Poison Bat. I really like the extremely silly Astonish animation in this game. Literally just, like, turns around and is like, haha, I gotcha! See, this is how you counteract insufficient growth. She should talk to that last guy. Oh, nice, you got a bunch of magic cards in the mail, Ditto? That's exciting. Because I honestly couldn't think of anything, like, realistic to give up because of, like, how few things there are to enjoy in the current state of the world. I gave up buying magic cards for Lent, so I won't do that for a while. Thank you for the follow, Fleet the First. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, like, Absorb is just, like, so bad against me that even though, like, I'm not super effective, it's just, like, really hard to imagine this going badly. I wish Astonish was, like, a better move, because I enjoy that animation quite a lot. But I will probably forget that move, like, relatively soon. Isn't it Psyduck, huh? That's kind of exciting. You know what? That sounds like a job for Turtwig. Mostly just because I haven't used Turtwig in a minute. He's so happy to be out of the Pokeball. Oh, the effects of weather that weren't here. Enjoy my leafage. Turtwig's such a good boy. Someday he'll bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. I feel that. Yeah, level up. I do like Turtwig. Even though I still feel kind of weird about the chat, like, deferring the option to choose the starter Pokemon for this, I'm kind of glad we settled on Turtwig, because I do like him a lot. Shoulders will also have a tree on them. Yeah, and, like, a tiny mountain, I think, too, right? Isn't there, like, a little mountain, a little lake, and a kind of big tree? It's actually been a while since I've taken a close look. I didn't read that text at all. I guess I should, like, check out the, like, up here. Oh, no, I can't go that way. Hey, I can't go that way. It's a short cave. That's, like, the correct length of cave. Are there not wild Pokemon in there? Is this dude a trainer? Should be able to... Howdy, trainer! If you don't have a single gym badge, other trainers will look down on you like you're a total noob, right? So I'll show you where the town's Pokemon gym is. Oh, sure. Have fun. Ditto says he always votes Grass Stars. That actually reminds me. So, like, we started playing this game on stream last Saturday, and then, like, literally the next morning, I'm pretty sure, they announced the next generation of Pokemon games that are, like, tentative. I'm going to say tentatively, because I feel like they might get pushed back. But they said they would release late this year, and they are going to be Scarlet and Violet, are the two versions, and the starter Pokemon are... I don't remember their names yet. I remember one of them is a grass-type cat, a fire-type little alligator fellow, and a water-type duck with a hat on. And I only remember that the duck's name is Quaxley, and he's pretty good, and the cat's very good too. But for whatever reason, that little fire gator guy... I'm just real into him. I hope he turns into something cool, because I like his whole vibe. Oh, we're done here. Okay, well... So that's the gym. I would like to go to the Pokemon Center. Didn't we just battle the rival? I don't think this should be another battle, even though he's, like, standing in my way. Dude, this is the, alligator reminds me of a baked apple. A lot of people have said stuff like that. He looks like a little friendly gator guy to me. I mean, say what you want, but he just looks like he wants to give me a hug. You haven't caught any new Pokemon yet today, huh? You found the PC at any Pokemon Center to do regular stuff from all the Pokemon games. If you'd like to change your appearance for the Union Room, talk to the receptionist to the left of the second floor. Alright. I only vaguely remember how that works. Yay, I traded Pokemon at the Global Club downstairs. Also don't remember the rules for that. Huh? What have you done? You finally got here. You're slow as always. You're so slow the gym leader's long gone now. He said he had to go to, oh yeah, Oreburgh mine. I got my badge already, so no big deal to me, but... I don't know what that animation... Oh, that was the end of that conversation. Okay, sure. I guess that was the end of that conversation. Let's see. What are you buying? Oh, we have more money than I thought. So we have... Oh, right, they gave us like a ton of Pokeballs at the start of the game. Those are some early netballs. I don't know why you would want those that early. Oh, and actually we have a decent number of potions. Maybe I don't need to buy anything right away. We get a couple, like, antidotes would be good. Yeah, let me get, like, just like 4 antidotes. Scarlet and Violet's supposed to be, like, radiation waves. I hadn't considered that. I kind of, like, my initial assumption was just, like, it feels like they're taking another, like, big step towards, like, changing what the mainline games are like. And so, like, I thought it was kind of just meant to harken back to, like, Red and Blue in a way that's not, like, totally overt. But, I mean, there definitely could be more to it than that. I don't think they've said anything about that. Not yet, anyway. I always get suspicious in, like, little dead-end paths in these games. Are there any, like, cool people I should talk to in this town to get prizes? It's a relatively big house. Listen, do you have a Pokemon called Machop? Would you be willing to trade your Machop for my Abra? Well, I don't. If you change your mind, I'll be here. A Pokemon obtained in a trade will grow quickly, but if a Pokemon grows too much, it will ignore the trainer. It's like tomfoolery in Monster Rancher, if you've ever played that really old game. But it won't matter if you get good and have gym badges. Do you have any updates on new legendaries? As far as I know, we still only have, like, the images and names of the 3 starter Pokemon. Pokemon have a special power called an ability. Wow, what an in-depth observation. View's good from up here, but it's a pain going out. If you don't mind, how about show me a Pokemon called Zubat? Hey, pal, I can help you with that. That Pokemon is a Zubat. It's so cute. That does it. I'll go out and catch Pokemon too. Thank you, my friend. This is a token of my thanks. Oh, I got a Heal Ball. That's fun. The only problem with Heal Balls is that the time that they would be most useful is, like, the immediate start of the game. Because the way a Heal Ball works is if you catch a Pokemon in it, it's fully healed. So, like, it's best to use it to catch something if you have an empty space in your team, so that it can just, like, be added to your team and is instantly healed and ready to use. But, like, once you can have 6 Pokemon, you usually kind of just, like, have 6 Pokemon. How my Pokemon and I are alike? It's not anything I can explain easily. Great, well, at least we got a Heal Ball. That was kind of cool. I'll go around a little bit in town. If I find a building that I get no prizes from, then we'll just stop doing it. Rourke lets us train our Pokemon in the mine. Is he your boss? The gym leader isn't just like any trainer you meet. I'd take as many Pokemon as possible if I were you. Yeah, like 6 Pokemon. There are 8 gym leaders in the Sinnoh region. The objective for trainers is to get gym badges from them all. I don't think I'm gonna get any prizes from this house. Are you catching Pokemon? Here, take this if you'd like. No, I got a prize. Get dumpstered, not prize having theoretical house. Agus, thank you for the 51-month resub. And welcome to the stream. You're exhausted and ready to relax. Well, I'm also exhausted, and I'm ready to catch Pokemon. And I just got a Dusk Ball to help do it. There's something, like, a little upsetting to me about, like, a dude with a wrench and a little girl with a lunchbox, like, standing on either side of this Psyduck, like, let's get to work. It's like, doing what, though? Giving nicknames to Pokemon is the way to go. Makes you feel as if they're your very own. This is actually an interesting question. When I first played Pokemon, I didn't nickname any of my Pokemon ever. And does anyone else have, like, really strong feelings about, like, nicknaming stuff? I mean, I've come around to it, especially while streaming. It's a lot more fun to nickname stuff while streaming. But, like, I don't know. A lot of the times on my own, I still kind of don't nickname them, especially because, like, with new Pokemon, it's helpful not to nickname them if you actually, like, want to remember what the species are called. He named our Psyduck yellow just because of its color. I don't understand the logic behind that at all. Alright, well, we're still in try and get free stuff mode, because we got that Dusk Ball. It's gonna lounge about town. How about this house? Pika? You ever seen or heard about shiny Pokemon? They have different colors than usual. For instance, Pikachu is usually yellow, but shiny Pikachu is sort of orange. You know how Pokemon have different natures like we have personalities? I don't think it's surprising to see Pokemon in different colors. No, that's pretty surprising because it's very rare to happen. Well, I can't read their calendar. Well, I didn't get anything from that house, so I'm no longer looking for free stuff. But let me know if there's something that you want me to go get or whatever. Now, where do I... Oh, okay. Sure, I mean, sure. Is this the mine? Okay, well, this is where I was supposed to go. Can I... Is that... Okay, that's weird. Give me this. I found a completely useless item. Maybe it has a cat joke. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything on the calendar. A cat joke would have been nice. Hey, Hugh, I did, right? Sure. Nosferatu! Oh, you're not a battle guy, huh? Everyone who works in the coal mine keeps their own Pokemon with them. Maybe challenged to battles, haha, haha! No, I was trying to talk to this little girl. Who, like, really shouldn't be here in this mine. There were Pokemon that looked just like rocks? They sure surprised me. Oh. Random encounter. Hey, look, a Pokemon that looks like a rock. And the first thing that we can catch this whole stream. We've been going for like almost an hour. Guess Upcat? I can use like Bite? I don't think he's gonna know a ground move, because that's not really how Geodude works at this low level. Also, get intimidated, son or daughter? I didn't notice your Pokemon gender. It's probably good. Oh wow, your level's even lower than I thought it was. How about a tackle? I mean, is Bite gonna, like, just beat him? It, like, probably is, right? Oh, no. Yeah, that's a little surprising. I mean, I guess he already did a defense curl, but, like, given the level difference, I thought that was gonna do more. It's fine. I want to catch it. So it's fine if it doesn't do that much. That's probably fine. Let's do a X one of them. Let's sex them. Womp. 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 Click. Okay, chat. Gotta name this dude. What's the name of this dude? Bidoo's data will be added to the Pokedex.
Geodude, the rock Pokemon. It is impossible to distinguish it from rocks. It slams against others in contests of toughness.
Okay, I'm waiting for some suggestions from chat. Yes, I would like to give it a nickname. Interesting. Alright, Haggis. Try and sell me on this, because I thought we had agreed. Haggis was strongly lobbying last week to nickname a Pokemon Gunch. And I told him that if he could get a chat consensus on any individual Pokemon to be named Gunch, that he would automatically succeed. But I thought we had agreed on Gunchlax. Like, we wanted, like, a Munchlax that was called Gunch. I like that Ditto's suggestion is simply Austin. It's just like, it just could be Austin. Okay, we're still committed to Gunchlax. All right. You know what? I feel. You know what? I kind of feel like this might be an Austin. Ooh, Dwayne's good though. Got a lot of like swole dude names. Oh, I see. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wow. So we seem to agree that this is some sort of wrestler folk. Dwayne is expected. It's too obvious. Wayne is The Rock. Ooh, what about this? What if we called him Johnson? Because then we sort of circumvent the it's too obvious, but it's still Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Or like a rock named Johnson. You like Johnson? Okay. Let's go with Johnson. I like that Johnson's a little unexpected, but like you'll get there eventually. Man, the tiny violinists who live in these Pokemon cartridges must get exhausted when I talk to chat about nicknaming Pokemon. Where do you want to send Johnson? He's kind of low level. I'll send him to a box for now, but you can use the new channel point redemption if you want me to add him to the team the next time that we go to a Pokemon Center. Could have named him Stallone. Good. I feel like, for some reason, and maybe I'm insane because I can't actually remember any instance of this, but like, wasn't his nickname like Stallion? I feel like that's more of a horse Pokemon thing? Or someone whose name just sounds like Stallone? No, I'll leave this as is for now. Mine. Oh, he was Rocky. Everyone's too clever for me. My brain is like, shut the heck off. Like, it's just not... Like, you're gonna have to... I bet this is gonna be like a way higher level Geodude too, right? Like, this one would like actually be able to go into my party right away. No, not really. Let's see how Absorb does. Normally, having a Zubat against Geodude is a horrible idea. Actually, no. His nickname is... He Frank the Tank Stallone? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. Don't listen to me. I'm just gonna eat this Geodude real quick. That was a nice amount of experience points for a Zubat. I guess he didn't level up. Hey, are you someone? I met these Machops on Route 207. They've become my most trusted partners. I don't think I've been to Route 207. I was just on Route 203. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I snuck my Pokemon to work. Now... What's this music, by the way? I didn't realize we were watching a silent movie. Didn't, like, the first guy we talked to in this cave say that, like, everybody brings their Pokemon to work? And then, like, the second guy we saw in this cave was working with his Pokemon and not hiding it? I like to imagine this guy tried out to be in the Ginyu Force, because he's, like, posing super weird. Hey, hey, chat, do you think that statistically I can miss 4 Supersonics in a row again? Do you think that's possible? Off to a good start. Ah, only one this time. I don't know whether I should be disappointed at this point. Yeah, hit yourself. Really slowly, in confusion. Alright, now that he's confused, I'm gonna try to, like, flinch hacks him with Astonish. This won't work. He already got out of his confusion. Oh, boy. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe we can still hit the same max number. Nope, we got him that time. Look at that. It's like we figured out how Supersonic works. I used to be really superstitious about Pokemon moves in Pokemon Blue, like way back in the day. Where, like, I often felt like the first time I used a move, it would miss, like, no matter what. So I kind of felt like you had to, like, land a couple of them before it, like, had normal accuracy, which, like, definitely isn't how, like, a numbers-based RPG works. But, like, there's part of me that still thinks about that. Yeah, we flinched him. Wow, he really won't stay confused. It's a really clever Machop. Really has his head on his shoulders or whatever. Just gonna keep surprising him. I love, like, just how terrible of a matchup Low Kick is against me. Like, that was a critical hit. I'll absorb for funsies. I hope you like my I can't think of anything to say right now dance. Mean look at level 10? That feels weird. Well, now aren't you something? Ooh, that's a reasonable amount of Poké Dollars. Let's switch in Bidoof, who's definitely a good matchup against anything we can find in this cave. Fighting or rock types? Yeah, super good at those. Got a potion, though. Aren't you the gym leader? Fine. Alrighty then. Just a quick battle on my break. Oh, you guys get breaks? Must be nice. Hey, it's Worker Colin. Yeah, I don't think Bidoof's gonna be super good here in this particular battle. Let's send out Buddy. I feel pretty good about the average level of our team. I've caught up most of the ones who are lagging, like, real far behind. Now, I like that it says tackle and he clearly just punched me. And by like that, I mean I'm gonna just, like, absorb all of your nutrients, Rockman. They're just gone now. You have no nutrients left. You contained the electrolytes that this plant craved, okay? Hey, Bidoof. Onyx, huh? Everyone wants to switch Bidoof in again, and then switch back to Buddy for experience purposes. But I'll just take him on head on. Headstrong to take you on. Only level 7. Dude, give me your electrolytes. Exciting battle music. Get wrecked, Colin. Wah! Mercy! I cry mercy! Did he think that we were gonna, like, physically assault him with our Pokemon when he lost? Hey, an escape rope! Wow, I could have come this way. And somehow just, like, didn't notice that at all. Hey, it's a Zubat! I've never seen one of those before. Actually kind of a high level. I'm gonna defense curl rollout for the experience points. Uh-huh. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, he's not gonna survive the second hit. He's going down. I guess I should, like, talk to this individual. Okay, stand back and watch this. Using the hidden move Rock Smash, get rid of the boulder blocking our way. I mean, you could have walked around it. Fallen boulders need to be smashed so they're out of the way. If you could get the badge from the gym in town, you'd be able to do this too. Of course, you'd have to beat the gym leader first. That'd be me! And he just scurries off. Thanks? What a pointless interlude. You know what? Unless I find, like, a cool Pokemon, I think I'll run from the rest of the battles here. Just because I feel like we're at a pretty good level. I've been, like, not exactly grinding, but, like, trying to level up all my Pokemon. I feel pretty good about their current levels. But if we find, like, a Machop or something. Something interesting in this cave that we haven't already seen. If only I could climb on the conveyor belt and be slowly dragged out into town without having to use my feet like a chump. Is there, like, stuff going on, like, over here? One house in this area of town? Does it have a cool thing for me? Taking a tour of our coal mine? Wonderful, that's excellent of you. It's always good to learn about new things and broaden your horizons. No cool things. Just a guy who's really excited about his job. A jerk. But, like, seriously, in the scheme of things, why is it necessary from, like, a game design standpoint that I have to, like, go into that cave to talk to him? Like, there's no actual, like, story thing that happens. You know, like, in the anime, when there'd be, like a delay like that, it'd be like, oh, the gym leader, like, needs your help stopping Team Rocket from, like, doing something in town or whatever. But, like, here, he was, like, literally just like, look what I can do. And he's like, alright, I'm gonna go back to work. Like... Hey, is this person okay? They seem really, like, stressed out. Can I run around with my running shoes on? It feels like I'm the center of attention. Okay. I guess I can go to the gym. A lot of Pokemon who aren't good in this gym. I start with Zubat because he has a grass move, but I expect not to use him much, especially in the later battles, because rock types that actually have rock moves are going to be, like, real good against him. It's always interesting to me, like, how many of these gyms are designed so that there's, like, a specific path you could take not to fight the gym underlings. They're just, like, free experience. I don't know why someone would want to avoid them. Howdy, how's it going, champ-to-be? That's what I said to a really impatient boy earlier, too. Gym leader's a user of Rock-type Pokemon. Hey, listen, Rock-type Pokemon really hate water, alright? They're also weak to Grass-type moves. Gee, they sure have weaknesses, but don't think it'll be easy. You don't get to be a gym leader without covering for your weaknesses. Going after a Rock-type Pokemon with a Fire-type Pokemon won't be easy either. It's all the advice I can give because I've run out of stuff I know about rocks. You avoided the long way around? Let's see why you do that. Free experience. I feel like I just said that. Is this guy not watching? It's random boy Jonathan and his Geodude. So how high level? 10? Don't know exactly what level Geodude's gonna learn Rock Throw. But I think I can take him. Oh, rollout. That's worse. Okay, well, that actually did more than I expected, considering we're the same level and everything. I guess Buddy? I don't know if Buddy's gonna be able to, like, really sustain the damage, but I think this will be fine. This will be a little stronger, but it's also not super effective. Oh dear, okay. That's actually pretty bad. I mean, I'm just gonna absorb. This should be stronger than Zubat's absorb. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Give me your electrolytes. He only have the one, or did he have two? Just the one. Now I understand why you decided to battle with me. Okay. Well, I mean, if the first guy already has a high enough level rock Pokemon to have, like, a rock-type move, then Zubat, like, you can go fly a kite for a minute. Just send out Turtwig for fun. And profit. Only those who want to win a challenge can... Only those who win can challenge a gym. What? I don't know. My brain just, like, auto-corrected that into something that didn't make sense. Auto-incorrected that? It's another Geodude. A Turtwig. A good boy. Nice leafage. And done. Oh, this one's only level 8. The Zubat might have been able to take it. But now I'm not risking it. I feel like usually it takes, like, a slightly higher level to have Rock Throw on a Geodude. Let's learn Razor Leaf. Let's take a look real quick. Can I check? Okay, there's his stats. So, he's more of an attacky friend. So, Leafage is... Oh no, Razor Leaf is still physical. That's right, that's right. Huh. Here's an important question, chat. Would we rather keep Withdraw or Growth? I usually, like, this early on, like, keeping Tackle to just sort of have, like, a probably neutral move against stuff. But I will certainly eventually replace that. But, like, I don't know that I need, like, 2 not-attack style moves. Growth raises attack and special attack, which is kinda cool. And Draw, like, raises defense, which I don't really know that I need. I'm unlikely to use that type of move. Yeah, now that I'm, like, talking this out, I feel like Growth is something I'm more likely to use. Okay. Yeah, forget Withdraw. I'll miss you, Withdraw. It was fun trolling chat for a week. But now we know Razor Leaf. Nosferatu leveled up but didn't learn any cool flying moves, which is what I would like him to do. I'm gonna send in Onyx. Yeah, buddy, you take on Onyx. Give me your electrolytes, nerd. I crave them. Humiliating, you say? I feel like I should be offended by that. Since my Zubat took like an enormous hit, I'm gonna heal him. Even though it feels unlikely that I will use him in the final battle here against the actual gym leader. Which is a Pokemon Center. Please do the thing. I think that I have 5 Pokeballs and a Bidoof. That sounds about right. To see you again. Oh, no. I pressed the button one too many times. Let me leave! So let's put Buddy in the front. We'll have Zubat if he's helpful, but I'm not convinced that that's super likely, based on the things I already said earlier. As well save, I guess. Welcome. This is the Oreburgh Pokemon Gym. I'm Rourke, the Chibi Gym Leader. I'm but one trainer who decided to walk proudly with Rock-type Pokemon. As the Gym Leader, I need to see your potential as a trainer, and I'll need to see the toughness of the Pokemon that battle with you. Aloha, Arcadius. Welcome to the stream. You're just in time for our first Gym Leader battle. Gym Leader Rourke, pitch to Geodude. I also missed it. We battled, like, Rock Crusher Colin before or something. Give me your electrolytes, Geodude! But dang, that's a level 12. No messing around. I'm glad I just, like, led with my good Pokemon. Ow. That still did more than I expected it to. Rock Crusher Colin. That's unexpected. Oh, Arcadius. How are you? Okay. Grass types are definitely taking off in terms of experience, since they're the ones who have, like, any super effective moves against most of the things we've come across. But hey, Hamburbler's doing some stuff and wants to learn Double Team, which, like, isn't, like, great or anything. What do you have? I mean, it's better than Growl. Ta-da! And I learned Double Team. It's about to send out Onyx. Yeah. I'll leave Bidoof out for this and then send Twiggy in for the last one. Ooh, that's level 12, huh? Okay. That's a fast Onyx. I mean, this is essentially a baby Pokemon, but still, dang. It's a rock type. They're usually very slow. Sure, need a lot of help that way. Stealth Rock? That's wild. Oh wait, that's his TM, isn't it? The Stealth Rock is like it kind of changes the playing field. Where now if I switch in a Pokemon, it will take damage from like rocks, like sharp rocks added to the terrain. Which is a little concerning. Because I did want to switch. Granados, huh? Well, I'm gonna take some damage switching in Turtwig, but Arceus Stealth Rocks does damage, like, as an attack? Oh, it does both? Wow, that's pretty wild. I did not know that. Think you could take down my next Pokemon? Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, probably. Like, probably. Mold Break! I genuinely, to this day, don't know what Mold Breaker does. It, like, something other Pokemon's abilities or something, but, like, it's not clear to me what it does. Yeah, Leer may not have been your best first choice friend. But let's see how this Razor Leaf plays out. Yeah, I don't think that... I think you should have done something different. Sorry, Granados, you're a good little T-Rex friend. Yeah, look at all those experience points. Now Zubat's behind again. What? Nani? That can't be. My buffed up Pokemon. You got, like, kind of a lot of money considering how poor you are. Means if a Pokemon's ability prevents them from being hit, you can still hit them. Oh, is that all? That's, like, way more straightforward than I thought that was. So, like, if they had Levitate, then you could, like, use Earthquake. That kind of thing. Anime also says, Item Mode Breaker tends to make it so ground-type Pokemon can be hit by electricity. Oh, that too. Wow, I really didn't understand how that worked. That's interesting. This is embarrassing. I went and lost to a trainer who didn't have a single gym badge. Wow! What a rude dude! What a rude dude. That's such a bad elitist, like, thing to say as a gym leader. Like, even if we accept that, like, in an actual Pokemon setting, there wouldn't be, like, a correct order where, like, the levels of difficulty escalate and, like, he should, like, hypothetically be the first one to get beaten, like, everyone's gonna start somewhere. That's so rude. What a rude guy. You know what I have to say to that?
Daddy does not approve.
But that's the story. You were strong, I was weak, that's all there is. According to Pokemon League rules, I have to give you our gym badge since you've beaten me. Wow, he really is hesitant to give me credit for that. You got a toxic badge?
Daddy does not approve!
Daddy's not.
Giraffe.
Giraffe. Having that cool badge means you can use the hidden move Rock Smash from your Pokédex. You should also take these too. This TM76. You put them in your TM's pocket. The Stealth Rock. Did he actually give me multiple Stealth Rock? Well, thank you, Demolish, for gifting a sub to Ditto. That's very kind. Much appreciated. And by the way, how are people liking Giraffe? I am a big fan of Giraffe. Oh, thank you for gifting another sub to Clash or Tom. I don't know if Tom's still around, but it's very generous as well. Giraffe. Stealth Rock is a move that inflicts damage on opponents that switch into battle. And these are the stickers I use, so take some. You got the stickers that Rourke uses. That's quite the way of describing that. It will break when you use it. I like that because the norm is now that, like, TMs are reusable after a few games of doing that. They repeatedly, like, mention that TMs break in this game. They're like, I really need you to understand that they are going to break. I want to actually check real quick. Oh yeah, they really are giving out, like, multiple TMs. That's not so bad. 3 is actually, like, a pretty good number of them. It's, like, a good compromise overall. Now I don't remember where to go. They went backwards in the wrong way? How do you mean? That, like, they should have escalated from you get one TM and it breaks to, like, you get a few and they break, and then, like, settled on where, like, the new games actually are? Instead of, like, doing the cool thing where they're reusable and then being like, whoops, like, some weird intermediate thing. And by the way, for those just joining, because there are a few of you, I have added a redemption. If you would like to see any of the Pokemon that we've already caught added to the party at any point, you can spend channel points to do that. Yeah, I feel like at this point we've moved beyond breakable TMs. I was really disappointed that they are breakable in this game, because I wanted to do a fun channel point thing based on that. So just as a refresher, because I haven't looked at our caught but not in party Pokemon in a while, we have our party Pokemon, Buddy the Bidoof, Twiggy the Turtwig, Nosferatu the Zubat, Upcat the Shinx, Bidoof the Bidoof, and Hamburbler the Starly. We also have a Cricketune named Deliliwhoop. Forgot the Magikarp was named Fish with a period. And Johnson, the Rock Johnson. Yeah, agreed. No one wants to grind for Thunderbolt. It's a disaster. But if you're interested in adding a Magikarp, a Geodude, or a Kricketot to the party, let me know with your channel points, and we will also endeavor to catch more than one Pokemon this stream. We'll see how that plays out. The Oreburgh Mining Museum. Coal mining and you. It's in this slightly difficult to get to house. Green hair. Green hair! You remind me so much of the time I got my first Pokemon. Weird thing to say, without any further context. I always have a rotten time trying to decide which moves my Pokemon should learn. Hiya! Your Pokemon could use some toughening up. Why not try training in the mine? Because the Pokemon there aren't, like, super interesting or high level or whatever. Your Pokemon's eyes are twinkling brightly. Seeing that makes me happy. Here, I want you to have this. Cool, a Great Ball. You know how Pokemon stay inside their Pokeballs? I try to think about what would be the best Pokeballs for them. I do too, that's why my Bidoof is in a Premier Ball. Oreburgh Mine is operated with the utmost care. We avoid causing any damage to the natural habitats of Pokemon. The whole system of taking coal out of the mine is automated. There's nothing backbreaking about it. Thanks, Sad Daniel. Thanks. Guess I could try checking my map. Actually, Rock Smash Rocks. I have to use the... I don't understand how to use this in this game. The controls are so weird. Okay, this is apparently not a Rock Smash Rock. These controls are really unintuitive to me. That's probably largely because they did not exist in that form in the previous game, because it was just a DS game. You would use the second screen. But I'm not excited to, like, level grind here, like that guy suggested or whatever, but, like, I'll break a couple of the Rock Smash Rocks and see if we find something cool. Is there a better way to do this? What do you mean I can't use that here? Aren't these? Do they have to be... It's not the big ones, is it? No, it's only these ones. Okay. It's annoying that the other rocks look really similar to them. If you look at them directly next to each other, they're not that similar, but they're similar enough that when I go here wanting to smash rocks, and, like, I don't know, they could just make that clearer. This is every Pokemon that he caught in Pokemon Shield was in a normal Pokeball, except Ditto, which he caught in a luxury ball because he's worth it. True. That is true. You know what? Just because I'm mad about how non-distinct these rocks are, I'm gonna Bidoof this Zubat. Don't confuse my Bidoof. How come their Supersonic just works? I mean, with that in mind, I should probably just roll out, but it's, like, funnier if I don't do that. Your special attack stat's just real bad, huh, Zubat? I will say I generally like catching as many Pokemon as possible in regular Pokeballs, since the more recent games, like, make a distinction of what ball you caught them in. Smush it! This was a waste of everyone's time. Like, Upcat's leveled, like, more than Bidoof, who I've, like, actively been trying to use. Yeah, that's probably... let's bring out Zubat. Maybe like Machop will be in the rock? I don't know. Oh, I don't need to bring out the oh my god. Why even tell me that I need to use the Pokewatch menu when it's like so extremely terrible? If you can just like look at the thing and be like, do you want to use it? Get out of here. What a pointless interlude. I think that's like all the breakable rocks in this place. Oh, I guess I should go back to the other cave, right? There were some breakable rocks there. So wasn't there a path like north out of town? I don't remember where that leads to. Absorb the Geodude's nutrients! Oh, no, wait, level 10 it means that it has Rock Throw, right? Or not, no, it had Rollout. It wasn't Rock Throw. It does indeed have Rollout. Playing a little fast and loose because I want Nosferatu to, like, learn a flying move. Which doesn't help against the rock types or anything, but, like, I feel like it will make Nosferatu just a generally more useful Pokemon for it to learn, like, an on-type attacking move that's not garbage. Nah, we'll never get there, though. Yes, let's leave this place. Heal Zubat. I'm gonna go north to make sure that that's not, like, the way I want to go out of town, or that there's nothing interesting over there. And then I'm gonna head back into that cave and use Rock Smash to go north, because I think that's probably the actual way to go. Actually, you know what I haven't done? Yes. Head out to your next adventure. Okay, maybe, okay. I may have overestimated how useful that feature was at the start of the stream, and I was like, hey, neat. Okay, that's just the city limits. Oh, Route 207. This is where that guy said that he caught Machop, so there's probably Machop here. You're not a trainer, huh? You're just telling me bike stuff? This is where you go to hatch eggs if you're really lazy and you have a bicycle. You just sort of, like, historically, you need to take steps to hatch eggs, and you can just sort of, like, leave something on the, like, up button on your console, and, like, this is infinite steps. Just in one direction. Geodude. This is a lower level Geodude who probably doesn't know Rollout. I'm gonna absorb his electrolytes. Wow, that was a critical, huh? Oh. The sturdy explains why it didn't die. It's like, really? It's like 4 times effective. We're just critically hitting each other back and forth, huh? It feels kind of cheaty when, like, you don't die to a single critical hit, friend. It's probably not worth grinding here, huh? Oh, some berries. Oh, some berries. Oh, yeah, I have to be able to get up there. That's the only way around. It's the bike path I can't use. Look who it is! It's Gilman! It's Gilbert! I mean, absorb's real bad. It shouldn't knock him out prematurely. Yeah, it's like really bad. It's really not good. Yeah, I really would like the Zubat to, like, get, like, just, like, one solid move. Its moves are pretty weak right now. I know Zubat's not, like, the strongest in terms of sheer power or anything, but, like, these moves are not great. Not low kick. It did, like, a whole damage. You like Gilbert as name? Well, we'll see what happens when we ideally catch it and don't get a critical hit at, like, some weird last-second situation. Probably don't really need to go to this much trouble to catch a level 6 something, even with a regular Pokeball, but yellow should do it. Here we go. Catch him! Catch it! Catchy, catch, catch. Catchy, catch, can. Catchers, catch, can! Catchers, catch, can! Click. We did it! We caught the Machop! Alright, chat, you know what to do. It's suggestion time, and then we will consult and figure out the best name for this friend. Yeah, like, I like, basically haven't used Hamburbler today, and have barely used Upcat, and, like, both of them have gained, like, 3 levels. I feel like my Zubat started at a lower level, but it feels like it's going real slow. Oh, I was like, where did the Pokedex go? Because, like, I caught that, and I just, like, went to black and, like, hung out there for a second. I was like, did something go wrong? Hamburbler is evolving. It feels really weird since I've, like, barely used him at all today. This is one of the weird things about the always-on experience share thing. Congratulations, Hamburblers and Staravia! Staravia's data will be added to the Pokedex.
Staravia, the starling Pokemon. They live in forests and fields. Squabbles over territory occur when flocks collide.
Cool. Machop's data will also be added to the Pokedex.
Machop, the superpower Pokemon. Its muscles never cramp, however much it trains. It lives in the mountains, away from humans.
Something go wrong is what I ask about my life every morning before work. Oh, Alcadius. I'm sorry that is probably true. Life is tough. You missed the portion of the stream where everyone was agreeing that life is very difficult. Arnold's not a bad name. Ditto suggests Fried God as a take on Godfried, which is an interesting one. And we have a couple votes for Gilbert. Do we have a consent? What's our consensus rate on Gilbert? Do we agree that life is strange? No. Mostly because if I agree to that, I might have to play the second one. I see we have no consensus at all. We have only 3 suggestions. I don't know, I do kind of like Gilbert because for some reason I am obsessed with the fact that this thing... That like, the Machop line has, like, gills but isn't an aquatic creature, and I just have questions. Although I do like Sarah's suggestion that it's, like, a peculiar ventilating system. Which, like, I feel like if that was true, would make, like, a much more interesting Pokedex entry than, like, he real strong, he no, like, live near humans, which is basically what we got, which feels kind of, like, lackluster. I mean, I'm not seeing any additional arguments in chat. I don't dislike Arnold. I'm not sure I fully understand Fried God, to be honest with you. I feel like that's, like, a really esoteric take. But I don't know. Even though I kind of made it myself, I do kind of like Gilbert. But it's definitely 2 L's Gilbert, because it's obviously about his guild. Oh, actually, is it Gilbert B-E-R-T, or is it Gilbert, like, B-U-R-T? As though it were, like, Gilbert. You like URT but all one word? Somehow I put an extra B in there. What's the back? B. Gilbert. I will add Gilbert to a box. I'll do a few more encounters here to see if there's anything else that we don't know about. We are aware of the Geodude, that is correct. Yeah, I'll absorb your electrolytes. That one didn't have the sturdy ability. That's like a good way to tell if you're like looking for the sturdy ability, is like go out with something that will like one-hit KO it. Just be like, did it get knocked out? No? Okay. Alright. I'm surprised and a little disappointed that there haven't been more Pokemon to catch this week. I mean, we caught like a bunch last week, but like it just feels to me like I would have expected to see like more than literally just Geodude and like rare Machops in this second real town. I'm only doing this for a little while because these guys aren't high enough level to have moves that knock out my Zubat, but at the same time are weak to his Absorb. Tell you what, we'll search for Pokemon here until Zubat levels? Maybe like a little longer than that. I don't know if anyone else is like close to leveling. Yeah, get flinched. Oh no, a whole damage. Stupid last hit point. Stupid last hit point! I'm gonna use the Absorb to get most of my missing health back. Should give me like 1, which is like a lot of it. I don't actually know if there's anything particularly rare in this field, but it would feel a little odd to me if there were just 2 types of Pokemon. But it might just be 2 types of Pokemon. Really am hoping the Zubat will learn, like, Wing Attack or something soon. Really? There's something that exciting in this field, Arcadius? I don't recall that. I don't specifically have reason to doubt that, but I'm just skeptical because, like, wow. I don't recall that. I don't think they would have changed the encounter tables. Well, we still have a chance because we haven't leveled up Zubat. Go for Zubat. This is the field sort of north of Oreburgh. It's definitely more east than west. It's super effective. I didn't actually expect this to take this many encounters to level up the Zubat, which is why I set that restriction on myself. Here's our friend Machop. I've given up on trying to confuse him because it really wasn't working at all. Also, he's really not a threat either. Hey, Miss Osti, welcome to the stream. I hope work wasn't too bad. Currently seeing if we can catch an interesting Pokemon in this field before we head off to our next adventure, which is the only direct clue the game has given us as to where to go, although I'm pretty sure I know where to go. 25% chance during the day. Wow, it sure doesn't feel like a 25% chance. Like I said, and like if chat like really wants to hang out and try to catch rare Pokemon, we'll do it. But like at this point, I kind of just want to like level up Zubat. I'm really hoping the next level's gonna like do it. And thank you for gifting us up to Miss Toasty Demolition. That's very kind of you. Should have absorbed him again for the rubbins. Probably just like 1 or 2 encounters away. Yeah, I think we failed to take into account my ability to alter the laws of probability by existing, particularly during the course of this specific week. Really would love to have an attack move whose base power stat is like not 10 or whatever. They did change it. That makes sense, considering that 25%, I feel like by now, probably would have seen the alleged Ponyta. As I said, I will, maybe we'll just stay here until Zubat runs out of moves, which might be quicker than it actually leveling up, because its attacks do, like, nothing. Oh, no, leveled up. Okay, we did it. Right, let's go heal, and then we'll go into the cave. I mean, I'm not even. It's actually pretty rare, I think, for them to change the encounter table significantly, unless they're, like, adding stuff for, like, the, you know, like, the platinum equivalent. When they do the third version, sometimes they'll, like, add more stuff to catch, but it's especially rare, I think, for them to be like, nah, you can't catch stuff that you would have maybe expected to catch here. Hey, you know what's not great? Is daylight savings time's coming up. Which I'm thinking of because it just became night, and I'm not smart enough to think through what that's gonna do in the future to... Like, I kind of like the fact that... Is it rival battle time again already? Dude. Whoops. Down, you got the gym badge, huh? Eternal City is the next place with a gym that gives away badges, no? So, oui, I went to Route 207, but you can't go through without the bike. I made my team battle and token them up so it wasn't a waste. Going back to Jubilife City, next stop, Eternal Gym Badge. 10 seconds before I dash. 9. Bah, who's got time to count? I feel like that encounter, like, could have happened somewhere in the city where I'd actually, like, notice it, instead of, like, something that would require me to go backwards. Or Bidoof. Bidoof, like, gains water-type moves that will be useful. Does Hawaii just, like, ignore daylight saving time, Arcadius? That's not a thing I knew, but probably should know. It's, like, actually relevant for my job. These rocks aren't doing anything cool. Yeah, daylight saving time is just rude. It's just not great, man. I don't recommend it. I know that here in California, like years ago, we voted to like have the option to get rid of it, but the state is like waiting for like federal action to stop doing daylight saving time, so we might be here a while. That actually sounds familiar. Arizona does not do daylight savings time. I feel like that I heard, and it makes sense for Hawaii not to do it, but like I, for some reason, don't know if I had heard that before, or maybe Alcadius had mentioned it and I just forgot. This is one of my premier sources for Hawaii information. Here's a question, Alcadius. Having grown up in Hawaii and now living in Texas, do you expect that someday you will, like, go back and live in Hawaii? I'm gonna save, because I haven't done it since, like, the gym battle. Looking forward to having light later, but hate changing the clock. I mean, that's fair. I don't mind too much about, like, light shifting throughout the day. I do often find that, like, I start getting used to, like, whatever, like, time of morning, like, it first gets light. Like 2 weeks before they change daylight saving time. So, like, that I find pretty annoying. You do plan to go back. Well, I hope that you are able to do that as soon as we'll make you happy then. Because I know there's a lot about being on the mainland that's just, like, not ideal, having grown up in a different culture. I think it might be relatively soon, huh? Oh good, it's TM Flash, everybody! It's TM Flash! This rock seems to be breakable with the hidden move. There's nothing cool ever in rocks in this game. Don't most games have, like, Pokemon that can jump out? And sometimes even, like, rare Pokemon? To be honest, you didn't change your clock last time, Miss Toasty. I respect the commitment. I feel like I did that at times when I was younger, and I've known other people to do that. Do you know what time it is? It's time for that big oof. I'm gonna roll out on this Zubat. This time I'm not even gonna use Defense Curl, and we'll see how that plays out. Dun 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 dun. That wasn't actually great. I think the next one will still knock it out though. Dun 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 dun. I'm doing that just for me. I don't know if anyone appreciates the song Roll Out. Or more specifically, the reference to it. So, I mean, it's just like Zubats in this cave. I mean, if it's mostly Zubats in this cave, maybe I leave Bidoof out and let him roll out a few times, because he's, like, relatively low level. I don't know. I'm not, like, trying to overlevel. I kind of feel like I'm doing that. I'll set him out in front, but I'll leave that battle. Yeah, Autobots roll out. Do-do. Do-do. It's just, I mean, nothing cool's gonna happen, right? You took all the cool stuff out. Do you see those slanted rocks on the ground? It feels awesome taking those fast on a bike. Well, the music, like, changed. I really thought that was a battle. You found a bag of dust! You found someone's vacuum cleaner bag, weirdo. So yeah, I can't do anything down here without bike, right? I need to be able to jump those? Is this a dead end? Alright, Zubat, if you want to get rolled out... Hey, in terms of fashion accessory, I have to say that I feel like the... What is actually the name of the Mega Power Ring from X and Y? I feel like it's a much better accessory than the Pokewatch. Dun 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 dun. I really like when he tries to astonish me. Mega Ring. That sounds obvious, but also sounds wrong to me for some reason, even though that must be correct. Yeah, I mean, it's like a dead end. Huh? I thought this was the way to go. But, like, I literally can't go anywhere without bike, and I don't have bike. I guess I go back upstairs after fighting numerous Zubat. It's a new thing! I was here just long enough to encounter a new thing! It's kind of a tough friend. Look at how furiously it swipes at me. Keystone sounds slightly more like what I guess I expect it to be called. But like Mega Ring sounds correct because it is the ring that enables Mega Evolution. Alright, everyone think of a good duck name, because we're going to try and catch this one. We did it with relatively little difficulty. Psyduck data is added to the Pokédex.
Psyduck, the duck Pokemon. It never remembers using its odd powers, so it always tilts its head in puzzlement.
Puzzlement. Psygoose? That's weirdly anachronistic or something? Pebbles. Any particular reason for Pebbles? And I ask this mainly because a lot of people made like really like not difficult to understand references when we tried to catch Geodude, and I tracked like none of them. Let's say Mallard Fillmore. Remember, that's a conservative newspaper comic. That's a lot, Haggis. Just a good duck name. I mean, it's a good duck name. No, I feel like there's some obvious duck name that eludes me here. I'm hesitant to name it Psygoose because I feel like that's just gonna get confusing. But it's specifically Psyduck is not bad. Duck. I mean, I know that you would appreciate Psygoose, Alcades, because I know that somewhere along the way you became a very big fan of Goose, and I don't know what your villain origin story is there, but I know you've been drawing a lot of geese, and I know that it troubles Neko at times. I'll give you this one, Alcadius. No one will know what hit them. Psygoots. Your Scrooge Mc... I think I have seen your Scrooge McGoose. I don't know that I understand any of it, to be honest. Where do you want Oh, no, that's not. I don't... No. Mistake. Please go to a box. If you want us to bring Psygoose, you know what to do. What was that? Is that how that always goes? It was like really focused on my face, even though it's like not a trainer battle or anything. It's just like dramatic music. You're in a cave! Also a duck, I guess. I mean, it feels like there should be something rarer down there, but like, dude, I'm not catching nothing. I guess our friend said that we had to go back to Jubilife City, so I guess we'll do that. And then, like, is there just, like, a place I don't remember where, like, Rock Smash, like, gets us through? That must be the case, right? Back in the college days when I lived in the suite with Tech, you know, we played a lot of Smash Brothers, good communal video game for hanging out. And I always used to play Pokemon Trainer, who was still like my favorite character in those games, even though for a while he was gone. And as Charizard, like one of your basic moves is Rock Smash, and it has this like weird nature to it where like it was like a fine move. And if you caught someone at like just the edge of it, it would have this chance of just like really sending them flying. And so there were times when like I like really just needed something to like knock people away, and was like playing as Charizard, and so I would just like Rock Smash repeatedly to like try and hit that like sweet spot where it just knocked them away. And then people would sort of comment like, why are you doing that all the time? And I'd be like, well, it's Rock Smash Appreciation Day. And, like, it became this weird meme where, like, I think we briefly had, like, designated a specific day as Rock Smash Appreciation Day, and Tech made, like, a Photoshop banner or something. We all had, like, on our Facebook or something like that. Okay, it says, my friend really loves DuckTales and got a tattoo of Scrooge McDuck on his arm. We were joking on his stream that we should call him Scrooge McDuck because of copyright. So I drew a picture of a goose, and it spiraled out of control. Ah, so the original was the Scrooge McGoose then. I forgot that our burb evolved. Hey. I don't want to dig through my menus. Not this place. Oh my god. Get to a turnip. Do I have to go to Lower Roma Town? I guess. That's what the route seems to suggest. Oh, right. Yes, there's a cave up that way, and that's probably blocked by Rock Smash Rocks 2. Okay. Oh. The plot is happening. Hey, everyone, the plot's happening.
Ah, Dawn, impeccable timing as always. These miscreants are babbling utter nonsense that I just can't stomach. Show them some manners, if you will. Oh, Professor, must you be so difficult? We are approaching you strictly as businessmen. All you must do is provide us with your research findings. In return, we'll see to it that your assistant doesn't become collateral damage. Well, that's rude. Come on, let's battle together and teach these losers a lesson.
Well, if the plot is this way, then it's probably also the way we should go. Send out Zubat and Wurmple. Has it been possible to catch Wurmple somewhere? Oh, Lucas got the Piplup. I mean, Rollout's gonna be super effective on either of these fools. I'll just hit the Zubat because I feel like it has, like, slightly more annoying things it can do. Also, apparently they were targeting the other one, which is fine. Don't confuse Big Oof. Like, Big Oof already has a lot to deal with. I like that we've, like, strictly been targeting crosswise. Like, he targeted Wurmple, Wurmple targeted him, Zubat targeted me, I targeted Zubat. It's not even really a double battle at this point. Just getting extra experience for, like, watching it. It avoided my rollout! Oh, I'm so mad about that. I only went once and it missed already? Dun 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 dun. Rude, rude dude. Stacey says, "Gotta respect Team Galactic members for going full out with uniform and haircuts." Yeah, man, it's a dress code. Ooh, that's a nice amount of experience for Big Oof. Wants to learn Headbutt. So Headbutt's relevant in this game, right? Because, like, trees are a thing? Are trees a thing in this game? Either way, it's like, better than Tackle. By, like, a considerable amount. I'll just replace Tackle. I don't really need Growl, but I'm just gonna replace Tackle. I thought I saw trees that, like, were of the Headbutt type. But I'm a man. Is it only Gen 2 that has those? Oh, it's Honey in this. Oh, okay.
How is this madness possible? The two of us losing 2 children. This won't do. Time to retreat. The mission is a failure.
You got, like, some spending cash.
You leave us no option. We will retreat for now. Because Team Galactic is benevolent to all, we shall leave.
I mean, you were literally just threatening violence.
No, they call themselves Team Galactic, do they? When Pokemon evolve, they seem to release some sort of energy. I believe it's a mystic power far beyond our control, but Team Galactic seems to be trying to harness that power for something. Anyway, Dawn! Well done. You battle quite capably. Seeing you trainers battle side by side with your Pokemon only makes me more confident in my decision to entrust you with a Pokédex. Did you know that the professor studies the evolution of Pokemon too? Oh no, this is Lucas now. He's describing himself in the third person, don't worry about it. According to his research, 90% of all Pokemon are somehow tied to evolution. I guess that means some unexpected Pokemon must undergo evolution too. So, Dawn! Let's keep working on a Pokédex project for the professor. Okay, bye! Who's this guy? Oh no, it's a lady. Whoa, who was that just now? That was amazing! Those guys looked awfully scary, but you sure showed them. Whew, that was like a breath of fresh air. I really like watching violence. Anyway, my name's BB, and I work as a system administrator in Hearthome City. Hearthome? As thanks for putting on such a good show, I'll let you access Pokemon boxes from anywhere. I'll also give you these ball capsules. You got whatever that is. Now you can use the capsule decoration feature. Oh, it's those. Customize your own capsule decoration by placing stickers on ball capsules. Put stickers on your favorite Pokemon balls capsule. This sounds like Mad Libs at this point. Like, I understand. So basically you can attach stickers to your Pokeball, and then it makes a little design when you throw the Pokeball in battle. It's cute, it's not entirely necessary. But this inscription somehow makes me start to feel insane really quickly. Just put stickers in a ball capsule and just do it! Stickers will also give you an edge in the super contest shows where I live in Hearthome City. Try to collect a bunch. Anyway, smell you later. I believe in Bidoof. Ooh, the cave. Sometimes I just mimic the game's sound effects when I don't really have anything to say because my brain is slowly turning to goo. Left. Looks more like a place where I'll just find interesting stuff as opposed to the way to go. Genuinely, is there nothing in those rocks? Because it feels like the only Pokemon I've encountered are random encounters, and I've seen literally nothing from the rocks. I know in other games you can find wild Pokemon encounters, sometimes rare ones, from Smashing Rocks, but yikes. Sometimes a character just turns the other way. Hey, Rock Tomb, that's not a bad one. Unfortunately, I only got one of it. I mean, why even create a whole field of Rock Smash rocks if they don't do anything? If they're literally just obstacles that doesn't do anything. But look where we are. We're in a field filled with Rock Smash rocks. But it doesn't seem like they do anything. I don't know. It's weird. I should leave this place. It only has level 4 Zubat, and it's really not important or helpful. Go, Bidoof. I know you can beat the most basic Zubat. You're not a battle kid? Are you raising different kinds of Pokemon? If you have only one type of Pokemon, you'll have a hard time against types it's weak to. I got an awakening. I hated that book in college. A wing! Let's have a battle while smelling the aroma of flowers. Ah. No, she's probably gonna have a grass type, huh? Her name is Teagler? Teeler? How would you pronounce that? I'm not familiar with that name. Hey, you know who hasn't really battled today? Burbler.
You would pronounce that Taylor? Truly? Wow. Wow. I mean, I see it now that you say that, Sarah, but wow. I shouldn't be that surprised. I used to do data entry for, like, an after-school program here in California, and there were a lot of wild names like that. And I don't mean to be derogatory, just like, to look at that, I don't know how to read that. Seriously, I wouldn't, but she would. Also fair and accurate. Yeah, it seems like I'm definitely over-leveled, which is probably some amount due to the always-on experience share, but also due to my insistence that I would like for my Zubat to, like, know a move that is good. Yeah, sure, I'll send out... I'll send out Nosferatu here. Even though we're still looking at a grass type. I just want you to have, like, wing attack or, like, something. Like, just please Zubat. There's something troubling about Cherubi as a Pokemon. Let me see if I can spook it. Yeah, I got some bad news about Leafage. It's really not very good against the flying poison type. Don't use morning sun. It's nighttime. It's nighttime. Cherubi! Cherubi, it's nighttime. If you would just flinch, then I wouldn't have to worry about this. That's really just throwing the kitchen sink at me. It's just like using every move it has. I'm actually surprised it knows Morning Sun at such a low level. Don't use Morning Sun again! Ah! Get like, just like Wing Attack or Poison Sting, or even just like flinch the darn thing. I just want the Zubat to know like one decent move. That's all I want. Is that really asking that much? Am I being unreasonable? I'm not even trying to say, like, I think Zubat is bad. Like, I know it is popular to dislike Zubat. But, like, I think Zubat's kind of cool. But, like, it's the moves it has now are just not very, like, versatile or helpful. I just, really? Even though I lost, I'm not angry because it smells so nice. I mean, I'd be more mad about the name thing. Is there something cool on this route? This is the same route, isn't it? It must be. It must probably be. I wanted to say all at once. You know, one of these legs of this journey, I'm just gonna have to like not. Sometimes the camera zooms in and sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like I'll have to just like not battle wild Pokemon for a while because I think I am maybe a little over-leveled. Which I promised I wasn't trying to do. I wanted to catch everything at first, and then I'm just trying to get this Zubat up, and it's just being really grumpy. Cricket-tot, you'll get caught up in the deedly-leely-whoop. Just gonna send out Hamburbler again. Sky flap flap. Starly didn't have Intimidate, right? I don't think it did. I feel kind of bad. Like when Starly evolves into Staravia, it's like neutral animation is to just like flap its wings constantly to stay airborne. It's like, man, it must have been so much more relaxing to just be a sitting bird, right? I'm gonna send in Wurmple. I mean, I'm still... Like, this Zubat is, like, the only one that hasn't hit level 15. It's not entirely true. It's kind of true. The best kind of true. Alright, let's just use every single one of our remaining Astonishes. But luckily, Wurmple doesn't know Morning Sun, because that's not how Wurmple works. What are your thoughts on Wurmple, chat? I think it is surprisingly cute. I don't hate Wurmple, although it is very much the type of thing that if I saw a realistic Wurmple of that size in real life, I would not be pleased. I know that there is not a super high chance of Astonished flinching, but it sure feels like it's not doing its job. Ah, please just learn a good move, Zubat. Please. Oh my god. A second Pokemon is evolving and Zubat like won't even learn like a usable move. Your Upcat evolved into Luxio! Luxio's data will be added to the Pokédex.
Luxio, the Spark Pokemon. It rests its forelegs on others to communicate with rhythmic electric pulses from its claws.
Now, I have a couple problems with that. I mean, it feels like a bit much to just like subtly electrocute someone to communicate, but also it's doing it like from its claws, not its paws, but its claws. So it's like digging sharp claws into you and then electrocuting you, like, ow. There it says, it should turn into a moth because it's clearly a mothworm. It can turn into a moth or a butterfly. It's a weird one. So in like the original games, there was Caterpie who turned into Butterfree, and there was Weedle, which turned into Beedrill. But Wurmple, I don't actually remember what value it is, but there's like some value that isn't like obvious to check for that determines whether your Wurmple will evolve into Beautifly or Dustox, who are respectively a butterfly and a moth. I do kind of like, I think that's new, right? That when your Pokemon evolves, it like shows you the Pokedex entry for the evolution. I mean, it's been a minute since I played a Pokemon game, but I feel like that is not how that normally goes. It like adds, I think it says it adds the data to the Pokedex, but I don't think it like shows you the data. Team battle! We got experience for both Zubat and for Bidoof. We're the strongest in our class. We can one-shot this trainer, can't we? Man, it's gonna be really embarrassing if these two little girls, like, one-shot me. Liv and Liz. That's interesting. They have a custom text box that says they sent out 2 Pachirisu. Which means I definitely need to get rid of Zubat. Okay, so... I mean, I guess... Buddy... Oh, right. There's 2 commands. Yeah, switch to Buddy, and then I mean, I guess I'll just start rolling out one of them. That might not be a wise decision, frankly. I know Growl lowered both of their attack, although that really only affects Bidoof. I actually really like strategies for double battles. There's not like a ton you can do because like moves are mainly optimized for like 1v1 battles. But like I find that stuff really interesting. It was something you could do in Pokemon Battle Revolution, which was like the Pokemon Stadium equivalent game for the original Diamond and Pearl games. You know, let's just like whittle down the same one. Oh, again, being pretty clever not attacking the one who has, like, a regain health move. I'm hoping that the combination of their attacks this turn will be enough to take out that first Pachirisu. Ooh, the other one got poisoned because of my poison point. Ooh, was that a crit? That looked good. It wasn't. Didn't think it did that much damage the first time. Alright, I think we should be good here. Oh, seriously, dude? Rude. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna absorb the one that's like mostly beaten. And then I think Rollout will target the other one automatically. Now, they really want to lower my attack stat. Luckily, now they're targeting the one that doesn't use it. By the way, Pachirisu, super duper cute. Just saying. Bum bum ba-dum. I mean, I'd hope that would do a little more, but we should be in the clear now. It's 2 versus 1 after all. I don't get a critical hit quick attack. That's such a lame way in the battle. I don't actually know if at their level they knew an electric move, but they sure didn't use one. What is my favorite non-Pikachu? I assume you mean, like, electric rodent that is, like, legally distinct from Pikachu. Probably Emolga. I like Pachirisu a lot. But, like, Emolga is a flying squirrel. And I think flying squirrels are really cool. And I also think Emolga is just really cute. Like, the Emolga in New Pokemon Snap is actually, like, one of the things I most fondly remember from our time playing that. It was just like, there was just some moment where it just like glided down and like smiled, and I was just like, oh, I like him so much. Oh. Green Giant? Oh, but wait! We got like a pretty good amount of money. It made the... kind of missed tile movement. Oh, it's Bullet Seed. That's technically a Pokemon move. I mean, I know there's not gonna be something. It's just gonna be like, it's just all, it's oops all Bidoofs. And by Bidoof I mean Bidoof. I'll tell you which one is like my least favorite too. I really didn't like the one in Sword and Shield. Whatever reason, I just really didn't like that one. I don't remember what it was called. But I think, like, your rival, like, is a big fan of it or something. It's like their signature Pokemon. It's their ace monster. Thank you for waiting. I healed your stuff. Bye. Let's talk to Pokemon Center people. Had a battle the other day and my Pokemon's HP got low. Thought we were done for, but then all of a sudden my Pokemon ate a berry. Woo! Woo! You got Pokemon with you, it's safe for even a kid like you to go off traveling alone. We're kind of close to Eterna City, but it's still quite far away. We should be prepared for a long journey. Oh, that's right, we're not actually at the Gym City, right? Ace Monster is Grimmsnarl, but she uses it as her Pikachu. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Pokemon must have an acute sense of smell. They can sense the aroma of honey from very far away. Some kinds of Pokemon appear only if they're attracted by the sweet scent of honey. Usually when, like, two people talk about the same thing, one of them gives it to me. I mean, in real life. Hey, I'm just gonna, like, steal your crap. Orange berries are, like, just annoying enough to replace that, like... Even though they're, like, pretty good at this stage of the game, I often won't use them. I'll go ahead and replant one of them, though. Actually, no. Why don't I plant both of them here so that there will be, like, 2 cool berries next stream? Assuming I end up back in this town, or am still in this town. Clash of Town, thank you for the follow. And congrats on the gift sub earlier, if I remember correctly. Clefairy. Do you think it's cute how Pokemon pluck berries? Yes. Yes, you agreed. Here are some TMs for the move Pluck. You got TM88s. And you put them in your TM88's pocket. Wow, something really upset that Clefairy. Don't talk, just talk to him. Oh, Aroma Town was barren. It was a barren, desolate hill long ago. People started planting flowers on it because it was such a sad place, but nothing would grow. People didn't know what to do. And then one day, someone expressed thanks for the blessings of nature. Then the whole hill burst into bloom. Isn't that strange and wonderful? Why isn't that, like, the like, player character model's, like, default thing is, like, when a conversation ends and you don't do anything right away, they're like, oh. It's very odd. I'm drawn here by the scent of honey. Seriously. What am I, a Pokemon or something? Honey. I simply love it here. The atmosphere is so uplifting. You came to get emotionally healed too, didn't you? I mean, arguably, yes. That's pretty much what I said at the start of the stream, huh? Well, I see that Team Galaxy is blocking the way there. What berries are these? So Chesto are the ones that wake you up before I go. So plant one of those. Chesto. And the other one is Pecha, which I don't remember what that is. Probably another status counter. I'm gonna guess counters paralysis. Poison. Poisonous berry. Shiny hunting for Shaman. Ooh, that's exciting, Tom. Help, trainer. Please, can you get my papa for me? He works at the Valley Windworks, but people dressed like space aliens are mean and won't let me in. I mean, that's cool and all, but just like a field that might have new Pokemon in it? Unfortunately, it's not Friday, so there's no Drifblim around here. I really like Drifblim a lot. I don't actually know why Drifblim is like genuinely like one of maybe my like top 5 favorite Pokemon. I really like Drifblim. It's a Buizel. I spaced out for a second. I don't have one of these. It's new. My Absorb is so weak that it probably will not knock this thing out. It's very weak. You know, on the surface, it seems like giving a grass move to Zubat would, like, maybe make it stronger at this early stage of the game. But my experience has really been that I miss it having, like, bad Leech Life. Even though I really don't think it would make that big a difference. Guess I'll do one more. Yeah, that's good. Okay, chat. Assuming we are able to catch this Buizel, you're gonna need to help me. Whoa. What move was that? We have to name the Buizel. It needs a name. So what should we call this wet weasel? I want to call it a Wetzel, but it's not a pretzel, it's a weasel. Weasel data will be added to the Pokédex.
Weasel, the sea weasel Pokemon. It swims by rotating its two tails like a screw. When it dives, its flotation sac collapses.
Cool. Aunt Anne. It is a female Weasel. This is here's a glimpse into like the way I do nickname Pokemon if I do nickname them on my own like runs. Is like it's very much like that. Is like I'll have some like mental association and then like tweak it to try and be like a pun on the Pokemon's name or something. But like Aunt Anne very much seems like a thing that I would name this Buizel. Yeah, exactly. It's like 2 steps removed from a pun. So if you like really think about it, you're like, I guess technically that's clever. Yeah, I'm into this. You win this round, Haggis. The space shortcut. Where do you want to send Auntie-Anne to? A mall kiosk. How much time we got left? We'll poke around a little bit. And don't forget, we have the redemption now. So if you are interested in adding Aunt-Anne to our party, you can use your channel points to request that the next time we stop at a Pokemon Center. You know what? I actually don't want to battle this thing because I'm like a little over leveled for sure. Zygoose, hey, you got it. Okay, this is the first official redemption. We had one earlier from Demolition requesting a Pokemon who was already in our party. Bidoof. Which I refunded. Because obviously we're using Bidoof. I forget if this friend is already ground type. I think they are, so I probably shouldn't use even Zubat's Absorb. Although, it's very weak. I'm gonna guess it's not actually ground type yet. Nice play, nice play. Mud Slap on a flying Pokemon, nice play. Alright, I'm not even sure what to encourage you to name this thing. Because it's, I mean, it's like a... It's a weird slug thing, kind of. It's a weird kind of slug thing. We're gonna try and catch it, and I encourage encourage you to think of what we could name it. Ba-da-da-doodly-doo. I think it was a boy, was it? It's added to the Pokedex.
Yelos, the sea slug Pokemon. It lives along bodies of water. Its body shape changed to suit its habitat.
Now this is a Pokemon that has two different color schemes, and this is the Western version. We will likely see one later that is blue instead of pink. Give it a nickname. Sid! That's, I mean, it's the name. You could just name it that for sure. Any other suggestions? I know it's getting late, especially for those of you on the East Coast. But I just want to give a moment in case anyone is struggling to think of a possible suggestion. Do you like Shelly? Oh, we have two people with variations on Shelly. Here, one of you call odds or evens. Oh, Shelby, though. Okay, but do we think that this Pokemon could be the Origami Killer? Because, that's a problem. Because if it can't be the Origami Killer, can we really name it Shelby? I think I actually trained Shellos and whatever the name of its evolution are during my initial run of Diamond. Like Shelby. Okay. I think we're like pretty evenly split here on these. So I'm gonna break this tie with the die roll. So now that we have three options instead of doing odd and even, I will say that Shelly with an IE is 1 and 2, Shelly with a Y is 3 and 4, and Shelby is 5, 6. And we'll let my die roller decide. Shelby it is. And in our hearts, we'll know that it's secretly also Scott. Send to a box. We can add it to the party when we get back to town. You can use your channel points to vote if you are a Shellos fan. No, you know what? I'll go a little longer in the grass. It's so rare that there's two things. I'll see if I can find a third one, but I won't spend too much time here. reason the markings on Weasel's face look weird to me. Like the texture isn't quite right or something. Ah, the grass is completely... There were just like 2 weasels, a Shellos or something in here. I'll do 2 more encounters and we'll see if we find anything. And then we'll go, like, battle Team Galactic or whatever. Whatever the actual next step is. I assume I cross the bridge and they yell at me and tell me how to advance the plot. Alright, 1 more. I will say, the 3D model for Shellos makes it even cuter than I remember. I don't remember being, like, the cutest, but it's, like, it's pretty good. Pretty sure I used it primarily because I definitely used Turtwig originally and needed a... Look, it's Pachirisu! See, this is why you do, like, 2 more encounters, is so you can get a Pachirisu. Alright, we're gonna need a name for a cute little lady squirrel. Man! I think Absorb is even weaker. I don't actually remember if defense or special defense is stronger on Pachirisu. I think it's regular defense. I really like Pachirisu. I don't think I actually ended up training it just because it doesn't really learn like a good variety of moves to help it do very much. But I'm gonna catch it because it's cute and I love it. Okay, chat, what are we gonna name this lady squirrel? Zubat is never gonna learn a real move.
Pachirisu, the LS Squirrel Pokemon. That's a terrible sub-distinction. Are you joking with that? We couldn't come up with something better than LS Squirrel? Miss Cheeks. That's a good one. It makes electricity with pouches in its cheeks and shoots charges from its tail. It lives atop trees.
Now, if you took away that last sentence, that would sound exactly like Pikachu, and I feel like that is a branding problem. Would you like to give Pachirisu a nickname? I sure would. I don't know. I like Miss Cheeks. It's very squirrely and friendly. Treekachu? Wouldn't that be like a grass mouse Pokemon? I just want to hit X as the shortcut. And that's not... What does that even do? Does that do anything here? It's not clear if that does anything. Miss Cheeks barely fits. You'll get a lot of letters. I'm gonna send Miss Cheeks to a box. Okay. Alright, there might be something else cool there, but I don't want to, like, exhaustively bore chat or anything. I'll just go fight him, I guess.
We, Team Galactic, are conducting research in the Eterna Forest. This is as far as you will go. Our research involves catching Pokemon in the flowery meadows of Floraroma Town. We are also using the energy of the Valley Windworks for something, but that is of no concern to you.
So that's just your pre-scripted what's-he doodle, huh? Okay, well... I mean, I don't imagine that going back will be the way forward. Alright, it's time to switch in Psyduck. So, who should we take out? BB. I kind of think it should be Buddy because we already have a grass type. It feels like that makes sense. Kind of a shame, but like, you can only have 6, right? It's always going to be tough decisions, and that's why I encourage you to use channel points if you want to bring something into the party. But it was good that we had Buddy to help us through that first gym, just so we didn't have to have Twiggy do everything. I'll still leave Nosferatu in the front for now, just because I really desperately want it to have a good move. So yeah, there were some shady folks over here, but they're gone.
Jason!
Jason? Wait, does someone see Jason? Now that we caught Scott Shelby? Enough arguing, hand over that sweet, sweet honey. Sweet, sweet can. Do as we say, Team Galactic will have that honey. We must have it. We crave the honey to attract Pokemon in great numbers. Hey, this kid is a witness. What will we do? We can't have the brat running off to get help. The solution's simple. We must ensure the brat stays quiet. Willow, 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 willow. Send out Wurmple. Well, I mean, hypothetically, this part flying type Zubat should have something good to say about that. But it kind of doesn't. I mean, I didn't actually heal. I went and switched out Pokemon and didn't heal the moves that I'd used on Zubat. Top-notch Pokemon training. Did you just try to poison sting a Zubat? Come on, dude. Also, can you imagine trying to be some, like, tough enforcer for a criminal organization? You're like, go! The most basic Pokemon! A worm! I'm covered in silly string. Wurmple down. Stillcoon. Send in Bidoof for that one. Just because rollout will make that a lot quicker than trying to use Astonish repeatedly or some nonsense. It's probably gonna, like, harden indefinitely. I'm not even gonna defense curl because I know it's just gonna get more defensive. I wanna get that damage in early. So Silcoon's the one that turns into Beautifly, I think, and Cascoon is the one that turns into Dustox. Get smooshed! They're gonna make me do the other grunt immediately afterwards instead of doing a double battle. This is why I'm gonna be stuck as a grunt forever. This is so lame, they're going to dock my pay. I'm up next, heh heh heh. Battling you right after my cohort has weakened you and given me the edge. It only has one Pokemon. And it's also Zubat. Well, the good news is that Zubat doesn't know any good moves at this level, and I don't think you're a higher level Zubat. I'm gonna confuse his Zubat. Hey, it actually worked this time. That's helpful. Because the mirror match is gonna just be really embarrassing for us both. And luckily, its Astonish can't flinch me because I'm faster than it, but mine could hypothetically flinch him, which it probably won't. Man. Come on, hit yourself.
Ah. It was a pretty big hit. Even if it hits itself, I don't think that'll knock it out. Well, at least it meant we took less damage. The first one, I mean. It obviously didn't hit us again, or hit itself again. Ah, come on. I have no reason to think that the next level is the one where it's finally gonna learn a good move, but I just keep hoping. This brat's tough, like really, really tough. Tougher than I can put into words, and I know a lot of words. We're done for now. Let's get back to the Valley Windworks. Oh, what's this thing? They seem to have forgotten it. It's a works key. It must be for the Valley Windworks, because there's no other works around here. We're all unemployed in this town. It's of no use to me, so you may as well have it. I mean, I don't know if that's how you should handle that. That's fine, though. You put the key for a building that I guess you technically own now in your pocket. Thank you, you really saved me. Those goons were trying to rob me of my sweet, sweet honey. They sure were weird, though. You saw how they were dressed. What they were saying didn't make a whole lot of sense either. Oh, I need to thank you. Will you take this as my thanks? You obtained 1 jar of honey. Put the jar of honey in your bag's other items pocket. If you slather that honey on a sweet-smelling tree, it might attract Pokemon. Okay. Is there anything else here? I assume that's like a honey tree. So how does that work? Is it like fishing in that the Pokemon would show up right away, or do you like leave it there and it shakes later? I think that's right. I don't know if they changed that for this game, but that sounds right. If you put honey on a tree, check back later to see if the tree is rustling. Oh, thank you. Thanks, little boy. Thank you. If I see rustling, it gets my hopes up, because there's a good chance there's a rare Pokemon. Flowers that grow in the fields here are special. You see how they're more vivid than the flowers elsewhere in Sinnoh? You can thank Pokemon for that. I can, but I won't. You can't make me do it. So, I mean... it'd be fun to put honey on this tree, right? Sure. Bark was slathered with honey. Slather is one of those weird words that you can only use in very specific contexts. It just doesn't feel like a normal word. Okay, so now I have the key, but that doesn't seem to solve the problem of being able to get past the guards there. Unless I sneak past them Resonance of Fate style, which, like, pretty sure is frowned upon in a children's game. Can I check these houses for fun prizes? I think I talked to some of the people here. Yeah, I talked to them. Maybe it's this other place I have to go to? It's not, like, really a locked door or anything, though. Don't you dare go into the Valley Windworks! No, wait, I should use the same hive mind voice. I got orders to keep everyone out if they're not part of Team Galactic. You're giving me a look that makes me think you're gonna try and get in. Okay, then you have to battle me for it. Yes, that is correct, Alcadia. Sneaking past the Resonance of Fate style means using the gun system. Can't you only get a Drifloon, like, once you've cleared this part of the game, though? Damn, Meow, huh? I'm gonna confuse it. Never mind, I'm gonna get faked out. Ooh, that's a pretty big hit. Oh, I have inner focus. Wait, doesn't inner focus? Didn't inner focus... No, inner focus should be right, but why was it also negating... what is it called? Intimidate. Didn't it negate Intimidate before? Alright, this thing is too strong.
Ah, send out Twiggy. I mean, here's the question: does chat either want or would allow me to use a Drifloon? So it's something I like definitely have done before. Even though, like, I honestly don't think it's like particularly great for just like completing the story of the game. It doesn't learn like a super wide variety of moves, but it can do some interesting stuff. Glameow is much stronger than I remember Glameow being. Oh, I got double Quick Claw activation? Get dumpstered. Okay, Nosferatu, please, I'm begging you. Please, learn a move. Wants to learn Poison Fang. Hey, you know what? That definitely counts. That definitely counts. Okay. This is base power 50. I wouldn't mind having Confuse Ray, but Supersonic is pretty bad. It looks like kind of cool, but like you really don't need it for like story purposes. I'm also not sure that a Pokemon of the style of Zubat, which is mostly for speed and relative strength, really wants to like trap a Pokemon, like spend a turn trapping a Pokemon from switching out. I feel like I should just get rid of Mean Look. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you use the TMs, it can. I have a really bad habit of like during the story not using TMs in games where they're breakable because I don't want to have to farm them again later if I like want to do stuff toward the end of the game. And Tom says you can set time to Friday and Drifloon will be there. Yeah, I assume that works. It's also possible that we just spend a Friday doing that, or I just like do it during a Friday stream sometime, being like, "Hey, I'm gonna catch it" or something. Does it? I thought it actually did learn Flamethrower. Does it? Can it not learn Flamethrower? Drifloon? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Mean Look. I don't think it's gonna be particularly helpful. Oh, thank goodness. That was... I really wanted to do that, and it took, like, basically the entire stream. You defeated the Grunt. Yeah, I'm, like, really supposed to win with that Pokemon like this. Oh, they removed its ability to do that? I feel like it used to. Isn't that just great, getting owned by some kid? But you can't do a thing if I lock myself in with my Works key. That's right, the other Works key is not here. My cohorts in the Flower Patch have the only other one, haha. In that sense, I'm no longer the loser. Man, it's gonna be really embarrassing in like 2 seconds. It's locked from the inside. Would you like to use the Works key? Yes. Kerklunk. The door to the Valley Windworks opened. What? No way, you have the key? Locking the door was meaningless. I am the loser in this after all. This is no time for self-pity. I've got to alert the commander. Okay. Okay, wait, is this like an actual vending machine? No, it is a fake vending machine. Okay. I think we'll probably just save this like pseudo dungeon for next stream. I think that makes the most sense. So do we want to spend maybe just like a couple minutes to see if there's something else rare in this grass or something? I'm gonna heal my Pokemon. Because my poor Zubat. Guess now that Zubat like learned a move, we should put Psyduck in the front, and then I'm gonna be really confused as to why I've done that next week. Here's okay, I have the solution. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back over to that grass, and then we're gonna roll a die. And that will be the number of encounters we try to find one additional interesting Pokemon. So, how long does it take for the honey thing to work? Is that something I should check before the end of the stream, or is that a future problem? This I don't recall. No, I didn't roll the die. If it's one, this is the only one. Alright, 2 more after this. What are your moves right now? Fusion, huh? Yeah, probably future. That sounds right. Really want to grind out a confusion battle against this Whipweasel. It's rude of you, fast weasel. Alright, 2 more. Alright, one more. One more check. Just to see if anything interesting pops up. Just our same friends from before. Wow, wow. Okay. So, thank you to everybody for watching the stream. It's been a lot of fun hanging out. I appreciate people suggesting nicknames and doing cool stuff like that. Definitely open to suggestions for like more ways to incorporate channel points to do some interactive stuff. Like I said, I think for now it makes more sense to sort of like just let everyone suggest stuff because we don't have such a big influx that it's gonna become overwhelming. We can sort of weigh people's suggestions and see if something stands out or if everyone agrees on it or whatnot, like we've been doing. But yeah, we'll be back next Saturday, same time, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, with some more Pokemon Shining Pearl.
Giraffe.
And Giraffe. We have one final unfinished order of business for the stream, and that is to locate a secret Squirtle. Now, it's going to be really difficult tonight, as expressed earlier, because, as Demolition had requested, every single Pokemon is on the couch, which means I had to display all of the Squirtles except for one, which is sort of a clue as to where it might be hiding, if you pay very, very close attention to all of my Squirtles. So, keep in mind that if you can see a Squirtle, which you can all along this top row here, this worked out actually much more nicely than I expected, this like little Squirtle line. But yeah, if you can see a Squirtle, it's not a secret, but somewhere hiding behind or under one of my stuffed animals on this couch is a secret Squirtle, meaning a Squirtle that's simply hidden. And of course, finding a secret Squirtle is an omen of good luck in the week to come, so I do encourage you all to take a moment, consider where one might be hiding, and then make your guesses, and then we'll go ahead and find it together. Beneath Winkachu. That's accurate. Okay, let's see. Maybe by the bread, sure. Behind Pusheen, sure. By the Ninja Turtle, same area, sure. In your lap, beneath Winkachu, under Ninja. A lot of people think I've done the reverse Ninja since I often hide my small Ninja Turtle someplace where you are likely to guess that there's a Squirtle. Behind blue face and behind tail. Okay. Alright. I don't remember many of those. It helps that several of those are sort of in the same spot. Okay, so and I think let's start here. Here's our big smiley face pillar, right? Hiding back there. That's a more different winking Pikachu. That was not a Squirt, unfortunately. Saw several guesses in this area by our Pusheen, by this Ninja Turtle. Incredibly, the only thing hiding around there is Hollow Knight with his little magnetic sword. And so I guess maybe buy these red adjacent EVs. And hiding in that assortment of EVs is my small anime Eeyore. Not a Squirtle. I noticed a guess behind Big Eevee's tail. And hopefully this doesn't break anything. But, little narwhal friend, just like your subscription badge if you are a subscriber to the channel currently. I think the last guess that I noticed was under Winkachu. Find good friend Carlos Crab. And it turns out that that is indeed the location of our secret Squirtle. So, congratulations. I believe that was Mr. Generic Name and was it Haggis? Yeah, Haggis. Both of you had correctly located the secret Squirtle. So congratulations on your luck in the week to come. And yeah, as I said, we'll be back. There's a Squirtle missing. Oh, he's behind the... He's behind... There's your bonus secret Squirtle. I didn't realize he wasn't in view, but I should have. It was really difficult to get all the Pokemon on the couch. Apologies for that. I suppose I would have accepted that guess as well. That was not intentional, but indeed a secret. Yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, with more Pokemon Shining Pearl. We will do the Valley Windworks. We will definitely not catch a Drifblim on a Saturday. And what a weird requirement that is to catch it, by the way. What a weird thing. Yeah, and next Friday we'll do some more AI the Somnium files and hopefully fix the audio because it didn't. I'm not pleased with how it came out, but that should be better if that was troubling you. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care and be safe. Lots of stuff changing in the world. It's a lot to keep track of and whatnot, so do what is best for you. It's important that you stay safe. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and the week ahead, and I do hope that things go better. I know lots of us were sharing sentiments that it's been a rough time, and hopefully that turns around soon. But that's it for tonight. Take care, everyone.